Welcome to the Explainer. In the world of data, you hear quality and observation ability thrown around constantly. A lot of the time, they're even used like they mean the same thing. But here's the secret. They don't. They're actually two totally different ways of thinking about how to build trust in your data. So let's crack the code on what that really means.
Look, if you work with data, I'm sure you've been in this conversation. And you might even feel like the line between these two concepts gets blurrier every single day with every new tool that hits the market. So let's just get straight to it. What is the real difference here?
Before we can really nail down the difference, we've got to understand why it's so confusing in the first place. And the truth is, both of these ideas kind of grew up together, and they were both chasing the exact same goal, making data something you can actually rely on.
And the confusion actually comes from a good place. Everyone wants data they can trust, right? The real difference is how they got there. Data quality, it's all about the data itself. Is it correct? Data observability, on the other hand, is looking at the systems that create and deliver that data. And just to make things a little more complicated, a lot of the new tools out there are starting to mix and match these features, blurring those lines even more.
Okay, so to cut through all that noise, the best thing we can do is just define each one crystal clear on its own terms. Let's really look at what each one is trying to do.
So data quality, it's all about the final product. You could think of it like the final inspection at the end of a car assembly line. It asks the tough questions. Is this data accurate? Are there any missing pieces? Is it consistent across the board? Basically, it's all about validating the data that you already have sitting in front of you. Data observability, though, is totally different. It's about the journey, not just the destination. It's focused on the health of the entire system, the whole assembly line. Instead of just checking the finished car, it's watching the robots and conveyor belts in real time, looking for any weird behavior that could lead to a faulty product down the line. It's proactive.
And here it is in a nutshell. Data quality is all about validation and then fixing what's broken. The goal is just correctness. Data observability is about monitoring the system and getting insights. Its goal is system reliability. You see the pattern? One is playing catch-up, and the other is trying to see into the future.
Now, to make this distinction really stick, there's a fantastic analogy we can steal from the world of software engineering.
Just think about it like this. Data quality is like black box testing. You don't really care how the sausage gets made. You just put something in one end and check if the right thing comes out the other. Data observability, that's like white box testing. You're popping the hood, looking at all the wires and pipes, and making sure the engine itself is running smoothly. So it breaks down perfectly, right? Black box testing only cares about the output. It's asking one simple question. Is the answer right? And that's your data quality check. White box testing, on the other hand, is looking at that internal process, and it's asking a totally different question. Is the system itself working the way it's supposed to? That is data observability. Two different but super critical questions. All right, theory is great, but let's see how this all plays out in the real world. Let's imagine a scenario where a data pipeline actually breaks and things start to go sideways.
So picture this. You've got this whole network of sensors sending you super important temperature data. Everything is supposed to be in Celsius, but then, one day, a sensor gets misconfigured, and it starts spitting out all its data in Fahrenheit instead. It's a classic and really frustrating data problem.
Bam! Your data quality system immediately throws up a red flag. It's got a rule that says temperature has to be within a certain Celsius range. These new Fahrenheit numbers are way off, so the data fails the check. It gets flagged as inaccurate. The problem is found, sure, but that bad data has already been created. But check this out. Your data observability system would have caught this way earlier and in a much smarter way. It wouldn't just be checking the final numbers. It would be analyzing the behavior of that data stream. It would see a sudden drastic shift in the whole statistical pattern of the data and raise an alarm telling you, hey, something is broken upstream in the system itself.
So you can really see how they work together like partners. Observability is your early warning system. It's the smoke detector that goes off before you even see flames. Data quality is the firefighter showing up to confirm there's a fire and assess the damage.
And this partnership, this idea of early warnings and final checks, it really forces a big shift in how we think about our data. It's just not good enough anymore to be great at fixing bad data after it's already happened.
This quote really says it all. It fundamentally changes the job description for a modern data team. You're not just a data mover anymore. You are a steward of trust. And you don't build trust by being good at cleaning up messes. You build it with proactive, always-on monitoring.
So this gives us a clear path, right? A roadmap to a data practice that's actually resilient. You start with observability to catch those weird behaviors early, way upstream. Then you use your quality checks to validate the final output downstream. You put them together, and you finally have an ecosystem that's reliable by design, not just by luck.
And that really brings us to the one core question you should be taking back to your own teams. Are your systems reliable by design? Are they actually built from the ground up to prevent these errors? Or are they just reliable by exception, meaning you've just gotten really, really good at cleaning up the mess? The answer to that question, well, that's going to define the future of trust in your data.
For further questions, feel free to reach contact@datagaps.com. Request a free demo, scan the QR code below. Thank you.